it means it's time to go.
It's go time, and tonight it's a big show. We're going to get right into our picks, but I just got one thing to say, as we get started.
Finally, The Rock has come back!
That's how I feel right now. Like, finally, The Rock has come back.
The Rock is back.
Because I feel like, for the first time in a long time, I have a chance to beat you at something. And that's not to say that, you've beat me at anything recently. It's just we haven't played anything in a while, so
Well, no, actually, I mentioned it in a couple. We're going to have a lot of people on tonight, and I mentioned it with a couple of them that in the last week we've done a couple contests where the high school bracket challenge.
Yep.
You finished 4th, I finished 5th.
Right.
And we went and played laser tag the other day, where I literally led the whole game. And you kind of beat me on a technicality. We had the same number of kills. You died one more time than me, but you were like 10% more accurate.
I was double more accurate, like double.
But we dominated some total strangers.
We did. We, especially that one girl that was like 10. We kept shooting her.
Yeah.
And so,
well, last time I checked, it's JWT. It ain't JLT.
It ain't JLT. And so, bottom line, when it comes to my record against you,
Never lost.
I've never lost.
Never lost.
And
well, hey, it's the first time for everything.
So here we go. We're going to have our big show tonight, and I'm going to give people. I don't know the order that the guests are coming in. I set all this up, but basically we did it by bracket.
Right.
And the way the game works, you got to pick 4 friends, strangers, coaches, whoever.
Yeah.
To pick one for each region. I did the same thing. They're going to pick each part of your bracket. My people are going to pick each part of my bracket. So I'll let you introduce your lineup. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, hey, my lineup, I picked some good friends of mine. I picked Jake Bear, who is he's real funny. You'll get into it and you'll laugh when he comes up to pick. And he picks a region for me. He's a student resource officer for New Hampshire County Schools. I picked my good buddy Mark Freed.
I love Mark. By the way, it's his birthday.
School. Oh, it's great.
It's his birthday.
It's so funny.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, happy birthday. Welcome to the show. But, yeah, it's good. He done a great job. And then I picked his little brother, Brian, because while we were texting yesterday, and I'm like, hey, Mark, you need to do this. Brian said, hey, you need a state champion on there.
Ooh.
So I said, okay, Brian, even though, you didn't have to do much.
Right. All you had to do is pass it to Bubba.
Just pass it to Bubba. And so I got Brian Freed on there. And then
but let's be clear. Brian's an awesome dude. So keep going.
He's an awesome dude, and he's a state champ.
He is a state champ.
And then for my final team member, I brought in my son Cohen, who is he actually knows a little bit about the game.
Yeah, Cohen does know the game. I'll give him that. So that's your lineup. It's a nice squad. For my lineup, the first draft pick I made, and he committed right away, was my good friend Chris Sledge. And
right.
So, Sledge, if you're out there listening, we had a roster violation because you bailed on me. But it's okay. Chris is like the president. Getting a hold of Chris is like harder than getting a hold of the president sometimes.
Right. He's allowed to do that.
He's allowed to do that. It's okay, Chris. We still love you. And so for my lineup, I was scrolling through, because I wanted to pick some different people. I wanted to get some different people involved.
Right.
My first person that I got was Cole McBroom, who's a JV coach over at Poplar Bluff. Cole was a standout player at Three Rivers, and I picked Cole out for 2 reasons. One, I've known Cole forever. We get along really well. He's hilarious. But also, Cole's name is coming up right now in a lot of rumors for jobs. And so when his name
Rightfully so.
Yeah, he's an up-and-comer. I'm a superintendent of a school. Cole would be somebody I would give a serious look to. So, I mean, rightfully so. But, because I had just spoken to a journalist, actually, that said, hey, have you heard that Cole McBroom may apply at School X? I won't say the school. I was like, hey, I'm going to ask Cole to be on the show. So,
right. Was that
Cole,
Brian Windhorst, that journalist?
It was not Brian Windhorst, but close. So that was my first pick. My second one was my good friend Blaine Bruce. I had to pick somebody that really knew a lot about the bracket, and Blaine and I grew up together. Blaine, and his dad really, really followed basketball. Like, he knew guys that were injured and everything else. Like, he's into it. So he's my ringer. For my third pick, I picked. I'm the oldest. For those of you that don't know, I've got 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I picked another one of my brothers, Randy. Randy played on both of my state championship teams. He was a starter on the second one. Made 5 threes in the state semifinals when he's a senior in high school. He's a champion. And Randy knows the pain of losing to an older brother.
Right.
And so he wanted to make sure to inflict that on you one more time. He told me to tell you that. And so, why you guys have a kinship on one hand. On the other hand, he's
I thought he'd be helping me out here. Like, he's picking some 16s over some 1s or something.
No, not at all. And then my final pick for my bracket team was my best friend, Scooter Mize. Scooter was a Scott County Central Brave back in the day. Don't leave him open in the corner. He'll shoot your eyes out. Also was a teacher at Scott County Central for 12 years. And, rumor has it he may be headed back to education. We'll see. But one of the very best guys I've ever worked with, goes without saying he's my best friend. But Scooter's picks are great. They came from the beach. He's down in Pensacola. And so, anyway, this will be a lot of fun. A little bit of house cleaning also before we roll the tape here.
Okay. Yeah.
I do have to say, I spoke with 2 referees this week. And I want to clear something up. When we're wrong, we say we're wrong. And one of my good referee buddies called me, and like I said, I talked to 2, who said, hey, I called at the Final Four. They don't come and evaluate us at halftime anymore. And we were really hard on Misha, saying, oh, Misha needs to do this, Misha needs to do that. He said they did stop doing that. So I guess on the one hand, my bad if I was wrong. On the other hand, it's about time you listen to me. You know what I mean? Is that a good way to say it? And so
way to flip it to a positive.
Well, it ain't JLT, and so it's JWT. So having said that, we're going to roll the first 2 brackets right here, and this will go in order. It'll be yours, and then it'll be my picks. Here we go.
There you go.
All right, just one today. I'm here with my good friend Brian Freed. Brian is a former Scott County Central Brave. We talked with his brother Mark a little bit earlier, and it was funny. We're in a texting group, and Brian told me that I needed to get a state champion on there. So now I've got one. Brian, how many of them rings do you got?
I got 2.
Got 2 rings.
Yeah,
and
2010 and 2011.
2010 and 2011, and Brian did play on those teams, but in large part he got those riding the coattails of Bobby Hatchett and Otto Porter. And we talked earlier about Otto taking Mark's spot as a freshman. But it's good to be on here with a state champ who thinks he knows a little bit about basketball, and we're going to have him pick the Midwest region of the Team Kobe bracket. All right, so Brian, we're going to get this thing kicked off with a little 1 seed versus 16 action. Kansas, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know if it's Pennsylvania or Pennsylvania State, and I don't know if it matters. Are you going with the major upset, or are you going to stick with the Jayhawks?
No, I'm going to stick with the Jayhawks. I've watched them a few times, and that Devontae Graham, he's the real deal.
Oh, he's a great point guard. I really like that kid a lot. So Kansas is marching on, and then we'll go to 8-9 matchup. Seton Hall and North Carolina State.
Yeah, I haven't got to watch very much of them 2, but I did get to see Seton Hall earlier in the year, and they look pretty tough in the Big East. I believe they're in the Big East still.
Yeah.
And they look real tough, so I'm going to go with the Seton Hall.
All right, Seton Hall, the 8 seed moving along. And let's see if we stick with top seeds in this next matchup. Clemson and New Mexico. It might be New Mexico State. It's cut off. And they get that low of a seed. I don't really care what their name is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Clemson again. They're in the ACC, so.
And ACC tough. Clemson Tigers. And you can't go wrong. A team that's got the colors of orange,
it'd be
like to cheer for. I say orange is color champion.
Dang right.
And here we go again, another little orange team here, a little bit of orange. Auburn in Charleston, and that's not the Charleston Blue Jays.
No. I'm going to go with Auburn on that. Auburn's looking real good. They got a guy by the name of Bryce Brown. He's a guard, and I think he's going to be real tough in that matchup, so I'm going to pick the Auburn.
Okay, Auburn Tigers moving along, and, yeah, they had a really good season in the SEC. Next game, the 6th seed is TCU, Texas Christian University, and they will play the winner of Arizona State and Syracuse. So I'm going to see where you go with this one, and then I'll give a little tidbit.
Well, I am a huge Syracuse fan, so...
Oh, my gosh.
They're orange.
Our man.
They're orange and black, and I'm going to go with the Orangemen.
All right, you're going to go with the Oranges, man. I'm telling you right now. I don't know if Bubba's ever going to let you come back to his house being a Georgetown guy.
I know it.
You're going to have to find somewhere else to stay in D.C.
I know, right?
And it's funny, you went with Syracuse. And
I went to the Georgetown-Syracuse game, and it was phenomenal. It actually the last original Big East original game they played there.
Right.
And got to watch Otto cut down the net at Georgetown.
That's awesome.
When they won the Big East championship, regular season game.
That's pretty cool. That's an awesome story. And, you know, in my own personal bracket, which we're in another challenge, me and you and your brother Mark and our friend Seth, and I'm not going to lie, I went with Arizona State. I'm a big Bobby Hurley fan. But we'll stick with the Orangemen here. Like, you can't go wrong with the team that's got orange colors.
I think that zone's going to...
it messes everybody up.
Arizona. Yeah. I think that's what's going to do the deal in Arizona State. I think they're not going to... I mean, they know it's coming, but...
You got to prepare for it.
Be able to prepare for it.
Right. All right, Michigan State, Bucknell.
Michigan State, they got a guy by the name of Miles Bridges.
Oh, gosh,
man,
yeah.
He's awesome, man. He's they've had
For
some good
freshmen,
games.
too, Jaron Jackson and
Yeah.
Tom Izzo. Yeah, I like Michigan State a lot. They're a heavy favorite to win it all.
Yeah, they have, I think they beat Wisconsin 3 times this year. They beat North Carolina by 18 points, I believe. And Purdue and Indiana.
They're the real deal.
And they got a win at Indiana. So anytime you win at Indiana I know they might have a down year, but they're always
tough place to play.
Yeah.
All right, Rhode Island or Oklahoma, Trae Young.
Well, I went with Rhode Island,
Awesome.
but Oklahoma started off strong. They got a kid named Trae Young. He's if he don't get double teamed or triple teamed or whatever they're going to do to him.
Right. You got to throw the whole team at him.
Yeah, I know.
He'll still shoot it, though.
I'm going to say Oklahoma will win, but I'm going with Rhode Island if they double team or triple team Trae Young.
We're going to move Rhode Island along there. I like that pick. And
yeah. Well,
they're coached by Bobby Hurley's brother, Danny Hurley, so
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Hurleys.
Yeah, and Trae, he started off strong. Oklahoma team, they got some good wins versus Wichita State and stuff early in the year. But now they're, later in the season, it kind of went downhill, and they got some losses that they shouldn't have.
All right, Duke, Iona. Come on, throw everybody a curveball here and just go with the 15 seed.
Who is this? Duke and who?
Duke and Iona.
Iona. Ooh.
Yeah, you want to pick them now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would love to, but I'm going for who I think's actually going to win. I'd love to see them do it, but I think Duke's Blue Devils is going to do it. Got Grayson Allen. They've got some good wins. They do have some tough losses there. UNC and them were back and forth there. I think Duke won a game, and then UNC won 2 games, I guess, against them during the tournament. So I'm going to go with Duke Blue Devils.
Blue Devils moving along. Not a bad pick. All right, we'll go through the round 32 here. Kansas or Seton Hall? Tough one here, maybe. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Kansas, man. They look great during the freaking
It's hard to
the conference tournament.
It's hard to go against the Jayhawks this time of year.
Yeah.
All right, Clemson, Auburn.
Clemson, Auburn. I'm going to have to go with the Auburn Tigers.
Okay.
They playing good basketball.
Charles Barkley proud somewhere. He's an Auburn man.
Yeah. He's been talking about it.
All right, this might be a tough one for you. Love the Syracuse Orangemen, but they're going against the heavy favorite Michigan State Spartans. Who you got, Michigan State or Syracuse?
Much as I don't want to say it, but Michigan State gonna do deal on them.
Oh yeah. Okay, we got Michigan State moving along. Probably a good pick for Team Toby right there. And then we'll go down to Rhode Island and Duke.
I'm gonna go with Duke Blue Devils again. I just think that they have Grayson Allen will put on a good show for them and get past.
Well, his final year too. He's really going to come out.
Yeah, he just has trouble with the hit and stuff. He's pretty good, dang good ball player.
Just keep his feet out of other people's way.
That's right.
All right, Kansas and Auburn. Who's going to make it to the Elite Eight?
I'm going to go with Kansas again. I've watched them. Like I said, I watched them in the Big 12 tournament, and they're playing really good ball right now.
All right, so Auburn had a good season, but it's going to end right there. And then, man, I'm telling you, I just got done talking with somebody, and we talked about the UNC Michigan, which was a 2-3 matchup, and now it's Duke and Michigan State, another 2-3 matchup. That's a tough game. Who do you got?
I got Michigan State. I just think Miles Bridges, man. I think he's tough. I mean, that whole squad stuff. I just think
they're big. They got guards.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I like it. All right, so that sets up the Kansas and Michigan State matchup. Who's going to go to the Final Four?
Much as I don't want to say it, I'm going to say the Kansas Jayhawks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I just think Devontae Graham.
They're a good team.
If he ain't the best, he's one of the best guards in college basketball.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know. You know, we're big Mizzou people, so we don't really cheer for the Jayhawks much, but you got to give them respect, and
I do.
They got a great shot to make it this far at least. And Michigan State's got a good shot. Duke's got a good shot. I think this is a really tough region, and that's a tough one to call. But it looks like, to me, you've done a good job here.
Coach Self does just such a fantastic job with him.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, we appreciate it. We thank you for taking some time out to come on the show and predict this bracket. Hopefully it helps out Team Toby beat Team David.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Hey, no problem, buddy. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Okay, now I'm joined by my other brother. I actually have three brothers, and we're like the all-American family. We have different moms and dads and all that stuff, but I figured to beat one brother, I have to call on one of my other brothers, and my brother Randy Kahn, who played on both of my state championship teams, and made 5 threes in the Final Four back his senior year. Randy, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, David? How you doing today?
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot better if you help me beat Toby, because as I'm the oldest, for all of the listeners out there that don't know, I'm the oldest brother. I'm the oldest sibling, period. You understand the pain of losing to your older brother.
Oh, yeah.
You do. So, here's the thing. I never let any of you guys win. I can't let Toby win. I just need you to help me inflict that same pain on Toby right now. So, we're picking a bracket here, and the bracket that we are picking is Kansas, their bracket.
Okay.
So I've got the bracket. There are no rules. The only rules are you make all the picks, and Toby can't win.
All right. Well, let's do this.
So the first game is the 1-16 game, Kansas. Please tell me we're moving the 1 seed along.
Yeah, we're going to go Kansas here.
Okay. The next game, you got the 8 seed North Carolina, the 8 seed against the 9 seed North Carolina State.
Ooh, NC State. I'm going to go NC State.
Okay. The next game 5-12. You know, there's always a 5-12 upset
Somewhere, yeah.
somewhere in there. Maybe it's not this one, but the 5-seed Clemson against the 12-seed New Mexico State.
No, I'm not feeling New Mexico. Let's go Clemson.
Okay, moving the Tigers on. Next game, we got the 4-seed Auburn against College of Charleston.
Boy, I've never even heard of the College of Charleston. Let's go Auburn on that one.
Let's go Auburn. Okay. I like where your head's at. So then we'll move on down the bracket here, and the next game we've got is TCU. They're the 6th seed, and they're going to win They're going to get the winner of this play-in game, which could be Syracuse. You know, that's one of those crazy games that's hard to pick because you don't even know who they're playing yet, really.
Right. Who's Syracuse playing in the playing game?
They play. It says ASU. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who that is. It's like a mid-major type school.
Okay.
I think Syracuse could maybe win that. I don't know. It's hard to say. That's like a 3-way pick'em.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go Syracuse all the way there.
Okay. You know what? That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to influence you. You know, I didn't want to exert any undue influence on you there. And so, inside jokes. So, moving on. Michigan State, the 3. And we love Tom Izzo. They're playing Bucknell.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Bucknell, but Izzo and the Spartans, they're going to roll over you.
Man, it's so hard to pick against Izzo in the tournament, man.
It really is.
And they were the preseason number 1. I was talking to my dad last night. Dad's like, you picked Michigan State. I said, Dad, they were number 1 in the preseason. Come on, Dad. It's Izzo. And so
right.
Going on down, the next game would be the number 7. That's Rhode Island. Trey Young and Oklahoma, number 10. That's a game a lot of people are, 7-10 is not really an upset either way.
No.
I'm very interested in what Trey Young does. Who you got?
I'm going to go Trey Young right now, a dynamic player in the tournament. He can get one game off. He's going to be exciting. Let's go.
I think so. And I think he may have that little chip on his shoulder. So,
yep.
Which, honestly, I'm rooting for because it's like I want to see somebody go for like 40 or something like that. So
that's what I'm saying. He's just going to go off. So it's going to be fun to watch, and they're going to get at least one win for this tournament.
I like it. And then the last game, you got Duke against Iona.
Oh, okay, Duke.
Yeah, moving on. So the first game here we have now Kansas, and you picked NC State. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got
Kansas moving on.
Kansas is moving on. Okay. So my bracket is I'm doing this on my phone, and it's really messing with me here. Okay, so Kansas is moving on. Okay, there it goes. Kansas moving on. We got Clemson and Auburn. Who you got?
Oh, that's a good game there.
That is a good game.
Let's go.
Auburn's fun to watch. And Clemson had a good year, so that's a tough one.
It is, but I'm going to go Auburn.
Okay, Auburn moving on. Charles Barkley, that'll make him happy. Then we go down to the lower half. We got Michigan State against. It looks like we picked in that one. They would be playing Syracuse.
We're going to go, Syracuse, a couple wins, but we're going to go Michigan State now.
I think so, too. I mean, it's just Izzo, man. And then
yeah, you can't, it's hard.
especially day 2 with Izzo. Always day 2, it's tough. And so then you got Duke, and you got our boy Trey Young.
Trey Young's going to be exciting, but I just don't think one guy can beat the Blue Devils. Let's go Duke.
Yeah, Duke is pretty loaded this year. All right, so going on to the last, the Sweet 16, there you got Kansas and Auburn.
Oh, go Kansas.
Okay, Kansas. Yeah, Bill Self, he finds a way to get it done. I would love to see him lose, but it's hard to pick against him in that game.
It is. I mean, come on.
And then this is one of the great early games in the tournament, Michigan State and Duke.
I know. It's a great early game. I'm going to have to go Izzo. I think they're going to knock off the Blue Devils.
That's who I picked in mine, too. And, how many times have those two met, like in this tournament, and it's always a great game. Always.
It's going to be, it's going to come down to the wire one way or the other.
And then, for your last pick in our bracket challenge, you got Kansas and you got Michigan State.
Well, just because I can't pick Kansas to get there when I got Michigan State right there. We're going Izzo. We're going the Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have hatred for Kansas. I like your pick, by the way, but I can't root for Kansas. And it's like when Bubba Porter was making his college pick. He was looking at Mizzou. He was going to Mizzou until Mike Anderson left. That's a fact.
Yep.
And Bubba and I were talking right when Mike Anderson left, and Kansas and Georgetown and all the other ones come in, and I said, what are you thinking right now? He said, well, I'm talking to Kansas and I'm talking to Georgetown, and he's telling me his list. And I said, Bubba, man, you know I love you, and if you go to Kansas, I promise I'll root for you to play well. But I can't root for Kansas to win.
No, I mean, our state fought a war with them, for Christ's sake.
Like an actual war.
Like people died.
Hey, I appreciate you helping me make my pick. And, like I said, hopefully this leads to victory over Toby. That's the end result. Even if we don't get them all right, we just got to beat Toby.
Hey, as long as we beat Toby, that's all that counts.
That's the main thing. All right, kiss that baby girl for me, and I love you, and tell everybody I said hi.
All right, Dave, we'll do.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, bye.
Second, I'm here.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We
All right.
I had to hit a button. I was about to panic. Okay, so that's the first bracket. First of all, I want to say this, and then we're going to just jump straight into the next one here. Brian knew like every team and every player.
He knows his stuff.
Man, it makes me a little bit nervous. I mean, not that Randy did not. I mean, Randy was solid.
Right.
He was solid there. But I guess
Brian's got scouting reports.
Man, he had scouting reports, and but like I'm saying, that was actually part of my strategy. Is I did not.
It was a little craziness.
I did not want just full blown experts. I wanted people.
Well, and Randy shook it up a little bit.
He did, and it's like a lot of picks are the same. We got a different team going to the Final Four, which means it's probably the first step to my victory right there. So.
Right. Well, and I'm going to point out the fact that you didn't know who ASU was.
You know what? We're going to play this.
And the fact that they were number 2 in the nation this year.
We're just going to play the next interview and not talk
That's
about
a good
that.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Here's the next one.
All right, just wanted to say I'm joined by my son, Cohen. And Cohen and I are going to pick the South region of the NCAA tournament for Team Kobe to compete against Team David. And Cohen, do you know anything at all about college basketball?
Yes.
So are we in good hands? Are you going to help Team Kobe beat your Uncle David?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Then why do you have UMBC beating Virginia in the first round?
I don't.
You don't? What's that? Who's winning this first game?
UMBC.
Who? UMBC?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fired. Let's try again. Virginia or UMBC?
Virginia.
Virginia. Good. All right, we're looking all right. And, folks, we're just, to let you know, we're sitting here, reclined back in a lazy boy, and hopefully Cohen can shed some wisdom and help out our points so we can win. He's doing good so far. He's picked Virginia. I had to talk him out of UMBC. Moving along, Cohen, Creighton, and Kansas State.
I think Creighton is a better seed. And what I've seen of Kansas State, they're mad. They've lost a lot of games. They've a lot of good teams that they should have won the games. So I'm going with
So you're going to pick Creighton, mostly because they're better seeds. That might tell you what he's going to do the rest of this round. Kentucky or Davidson?
Kentucky easily.
Easily? Because when we were looking earlier, you had Davidson picked. Did you not know you picked Davidson?
I was thinking of Stephen Curry when I was thinking of Davidson.
Stephen Curry's not in college.
When he was,
but that don't mean they're good just because he went there.
But then I thought...
That's like you're saying you're good because I'm good. Exactly, yeah. So, Kentucky. Okay. Arizona or Buffalo?
Arizona.
Do you even know where Buffalo is?
No.
What's their mascot?
Buffalo.
No, that's football. They're the Bulls. Good try. Do you know who the Buffalo Bills quarterback is?
What's that? Oh, I got it.
You know his name. It might start with a T.
Oh, I forgot it.
Ty. Rod.
I forgot him.
You forgot him. Well, I was going to try to trick you because I thought you'd say Tyrod Taylor. But he got traded to the Browns. You don't know anything. Miami or Loyola, Chicago.
Miami.
Miami Hurricanes?
Yeah.
Why?
They're just obviously.
They're the higher seed. They're the better team. So you just went with higher seed. Tennessee or Wright State?
Tennessee. They're like one of the best in the South region. Basically, I like that team. It's a good team.
What's their mascot?
Cowboys.
Not even close. They're the Volunteers.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, you heard that. Alright. I'm just going to let you call the winner of the next game, and then I'll make fun of you, and people might make fun of me. So who wins the next game?
Nevada.
Nevada. It makes an ass sound, like apple.
Yeah.
You don't call it an apple, do you?
No.
So it's Nevada. And, I gotta stick with your pick here, but I don't want to, because I like Texas. But, why'd you go against Texas and Shaka Smart?
Well, Texas is bad.
So are they bad?
You've never seen him play.
I see him play all the time.
You don't watch. Whenever Cole.
Do you know who's on their team?
Yeah.
You know their point guard's name?
Huh?
Colin Roach. He's pretty good. Do you know who their center is?
No.
Potential top 5 lottery pick, Mo Bamba.
Oh, I
He's
know.
got like a wingspan that will reach from here to the other side of the living room.
Well, then,
Good luck on him, Nevada.
yeah, they're gonna shoot on him.
Okay. Well, Cohen's got Nevada moving along. I don't like it, but I'm going to stick with it. Cincinnati or Georgia State?
Cincinnati.
Why?
Because Georgia State is really bad. They're the last seed out of all these.
They're 15th seed, so they're not last.
I said technically. So.
You said like. Virginia and Creighton, round of 32.
Virginia. Easily.
Do you even know why Virginia's good?
Because they have a good point guard.
What's his name?
I forgot, but they're the best defense in college.
You got that part. That's what they're known for. Kentucky and Arizona. This is actually going to be a good game.
I think it's going to go down to overtime. Close game.
Overtime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Arizona taking it by 2 points in the end.
Arizona is going to win by 2 in overtime.
I think Kevin Knox was 2.
Kevin Knox is going to choke. Arizona wins by 2 in overtime, folks. Bold prediction. You heard it here. Miami and Tennessee.
Tennessee.
You picked against the U?
I think you're mad, but all right, Tennessee.
Okay, Tennessee. Moving on. If he's right, I won't be mad. If he's wrong, he's grounded.
What?
Yep. Nevada and Cincinnati. This stuff is serious. You get this.
Cincinnati.
No iPad for a month if we lose. Cincinnati. Bearcats. Got it. All right. Collins Sweet 16. This stuff's important. How much do you like your iPad? Virginia and Arizona.
Virginia.
Are you serious? Why?
Well, they got the best defense in the league.
Okay, good defense.
They're going to close down.
They're going to close down, whatever that means.
They're going to play good defense.
Okay, like close out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've seen what happened at the championship against UNC. They're definitely going to win.
Okay, so you're going on recent performance. Arizona just won a championship, too, the other day, Pac-12.
Yeah.
And they got, like, the number 1 pick in the draft.
Who did they play?
It doesn't matter. They're good. Tennessee and Cincinnati.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I thought you liked Tennessee's defense.
Yeah.
I thought you thought Tennessee was good.
Cincinnati's going to play better.
Okay, Cincinnati's going to play better. And in the Elite Eight, you got Virginia, best defense in the country, versus Cincinnati, who also plays
Really, really good defense. So in this game, for 50, who's going to win? 1 versus 2 seed.
1 versus 2 seed. 1 seed.
The 1 seed, Virginia. And let me look and just make sure. Yep. When you went pretty predictable there and just went with all top seeds.
No.
Way to roll the dice. Really go out on a limb. Yeah, there's no change in it now. Virginia's in the Final Four. You went with all top seeds. No upsets from Cohen in the South region.
That's not game.
That's not, because they're the 5 seed and Arizona's the 4 seed. So it's not an upset.
There's going to be an upset for Kentucky.
No, Kentucky's going to be upset, but that don't mean it's going to be an upset. Arizona's supposed to win that game. They're a higher seed. If you get any of it wrong, 1 game wrong,
I get to
iPad. No, we got to win, and then you get to kick over David. All right. Well, you heard it just one day. There's the South region for the Team Toby bracket, and if Cohen's wrong, he loses his iPad. Thanks for listening.
Okay. I'm live now with one of my oldest friends in the world, Blaine Bruce. And Blaine, we are picking the bracket. I tried to get you to help me pick the state tournament bracket. You told me to wait until March Madness, so I'm calling you back for March Madness.
I'm ready. I've already got a bracket in for y'all and everything. So
yeah,
I'm ready for this one.
We're going to pick this out. First of all, I want to say you were right about your high school picks, and I told you actually told me Whitfield was going to beat Stratford. That was the only one you got wrong, but you were close. That game was really close.
Well, if I was like this, if they let them play Southeast Missouri ball, just like Charleston would have won and Whitfield would have beat Stratford. But whenever you get into hand check and calling every call, that's not what we call basketball.
That's right. Yeah. Bring it to the boot hill and see what happens, right?
Now don't get me wrong. If we'd got those calls up in St. Louis the weekend before, Whitfield wouldn't even made it to the finals.
That's right. Saxon and Eastern would have probably been up there dancing.
They'd end up there doing something. But it happened like it happened, so Whitfield deserved it, and they got a good team, and they'll be back next year.
That's right. They will be back. And Stratford's really good, and they're going to be back. So. Oh,
yeah, they're both very, very young teams.
Yes, they are. So you got the bracket in front of you.
Yep.
You get to pick the South. Here's the way the game works. My brother Toby he's got 4 people picking for him. I've got 4 people picking for me. I've got you, and I've got Scooter, and you guys actually have the same exact birthday. So, by the way, happy birthday. You just had a birthday.
You just had one.
Yeah, that's right. And so we're picking. You got the South. I'll let you have it. Who you got? So you got to go game by game.
All right, we're going to go the number 1 seed, Virginia, will win the first game.
Okay.
We're going to go the number 8 seed, Creighton, to win the second game.
Okay.
We're going to go number 5, Kentucky, winning the third game.
Okay.
We're going to go number 4, Arizona, to win the next game. And then we're going to go, this is where I go back and forth. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the upper seed, Miami, to beat Loyal of Chicago.
Okay.
That's the only one that I'm kind of iffy about.
Yeah, me too. That was one I had trouble with.
And that's just looking like they're giving Miami a 1-point favorite. So Vegas kind of knows what they're talking about. So I'm kind of like, no. But then we're going to go down to Tennessee, winning the next game. And then the only upset I have in that whole side is number 10, Texas, beating Nevada.
I picked that one too.
Because Bama is bad. He is a bad man. And then I got Cincinnati beating Georgia State.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go back up. I've got Virginia beating Creighton.
Okay.
I've got Arizona beating Kentucky.
Me too.
I've got Tennessee beating Miami because I don't know if Miami will win that first game.
Exactly. Yep, exactly.
And then I went with Cincinnati over Texas. That was a hard one for me.
Right.
But I still got to go with Cincinnati because I think they're just too strong.
Right.
All right. So now we'll go the next way. I've got Arizona upsetting Virginia.
I picked that one, too. I did, too.
I look at it like this. They've got the best player in college basketball. And Virginia actually just lost their sixth man. He broke his wrist the other day. So he will not be playing in the tournament. So if all y'all guys got in there and picked something else a while back, you better hurry up and get in there and change it.
Yeah, because, and don't you think Arizona's got the chip on their shoulder? You know, like they're mad at school right now.
It's like what they were saying on the radio the other day. Those guys are wanting to win the game. Those guys are wanting to show it all, and they said, what are they going to do, come back in a week and take away the banner?
Right. Right.
It's fine. I actually have Arizona winning it all this year.
Wow.
Yeah. I've got Arizona then we go to Tennessee and Cincinnati. I've got Tennessee beating Cincinnati, and I think it's just only on coaching.
Okay.
Barnes is a bad mama jumbo.
He's done a good job at Tennessee. He really has.
Yeah, I mean, this is only his second year at Tennessee, and these teams look a lot better than his Texas teams. So, and then obviously I'm going to go with Arizona over Tennessee.
That's who I picked also. I picked Arizona to go to the Final Four. I think, like you said, they've got the best player, and I think they've got that chip on their shoulder. They've got other good players too. Their roster is loaded. So.
Oh yeah, they got a small forward that came down and was in the top 10 highlights and just jammed it on everybody the other night, going crazy. But whenever you have a 7'2" kid that can make that big of a matchup issue inside, that just leaves everything else open for everybody else.
Yeah, and especially if, Virginia, I think that's the big one they've got. I mean, their second game is going to be tough if they get Kentucky, but I think that if they get Virginia, that's the big hurdle they've got to get over, and I think for that game, you're really looking at DeAndre Ayton. If Virginia struggles to score anyway, if that guy gets motivated for this tournament, he can make it even harder for Virginia to score. And
well, it's like I was telling somebody, I think Kentucky will be their hardest game.
Okay.
I think in that side of the bracket, Kentucky will be their hardest game because I really don't think Virginia can actually stay with them. And Virginia has a hard time actually in the NCAA tournament of scoring.
They do.
And that's what a lot of them were saying. And then you take their best player off the bench. I mean, it changes the whole dynamic of their team.
It does.
I'm a big ACC fan and everything else. So I like Virginia, but I just don't see it. I think they used everything they had last week to win that tournament.
Yeah, and like you said, they're a man down. So, we'll see what happens. That's your pick, and the main thing is, if we're wrong a little bit here and there, I just want to beat Toby. That's the main thing. I can't let my little brother beat me. And so, I wanted to call one of the guys. I know you follow basketball, you and your dad especially, as much as anybody. So if anybody kind of knows, like I called Scoot on the opposite end. Scoot, he loves basketball, but he doesn't follow it close. So he made one of those like wild picks, maybe his bracket will work out. But I had to call an expert, and you're my bracket expert.
I'm your bracket expert. I think I'm probably better with, as I was going to say, I was going to have Mason do my bracket because usually people that know absolutely nothing about this does better than anybody else.
Exactly, and that's why I call. I had to balance it. I called Scoot for that. That's my boy, but he doesn't follow it. But then I got to call you because you know what you're talking about. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, so check it out. It's going to be on the show tonight, and I appreciate you taking a minute.
Oh, no problem at all, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Talk to you later, Blaine. Bye.
All right. See you. Bye.
And that was my good friend, Blaine Bruce. We grew up together, and I just want to say that guy was the biggest Duke fan in the world growing up. He loved Leitner and Hurley and that whole team, Grant Hill. They were good, and so like he said, when he picked against Virginia, he is an ACC guy. That's kind of his roots. So
right. I tell you what, he went a couple ways that I would have liked to have seen Cohen go. He called, I think, an upset right off the bat with Texas beating Nevada, and and then taking Zona that far, I think, is going to prove to be pretty good. But maybe Cohen knows what he's doing. I don't know.
Well, the thing about it, my guy quoted Vegas, so I know that he's done his research. He's definitely deeper into this than anybody on your roster. I mean, Blaine knows the game, and he follows it, and he studies it. But like he said,
and Vegas isn't wrong very often.
No, well, and the thing is, like he said at the end, it doesn't mean anything because it could, this time of year, that's why we do it. So,
right,
we're gonna roll our third bracket right here, and this is a really good one. Like I said, I know that this one is Cole McBroom on my side, and I think this is Jake for you. I think that's who it is. And
okay,
this is entertaining, and like I said, Cole McBroom, up and coming coach. So here it is.
All
right. I'm joined here with my good buddy Mark Freed. Mark's a former basketball player for the Scott County Central Braves, where he won some district titles. He got to play in a Final Four, and he also lost his starting spot. Here's a fun fact. Starting spot, some skinny freshman named Otto Porter. So, Mark, what was it like losing your spot to a freshman, first of all?
Well, at the time, I took it as good as I could, I guess.
Right.
We were just trying to get back to state and get past a tough Bell City squad that they had already beat us once that year. And pretty much, I was just trying to do what was best for the team. And if Ronnie Cookson makes a decision, and then you kind of just go with it,
That's right. You got to go with it. You knew your role, and I'd say it probably all worked out. And maybe if you were reluctant to give him your spot, he may never got to where he's at now.
I think he would have been all right. No, right. It was awesome. It was a good group of guys. Came up a few points short of a state championship game appearance anyway. I think we would have won, but who knows? We met a tough Jefferson squad, and they played some good ball, and I think we were just a little shell shocked from being in the Missouri Arena for the first time and forever. Right. But anyway, it started a run that was pretty great. Yeah.
And in hindsight, it ain't too bad looking back now that freshman that you lost your spot to. A lot of people might be proud to say that.
Yeah, well, not a whole lot of people can say they lost their spot to number 3 pick in the NBA draft, so I'm going to stick with that.
That's right. Well, we're going to move on and look at this bracket. I don't know what you're looking at. I've looked at a couple different things, and we actually, folks listening, this is the second time we've done this, and somehow I didn't record it right the first go-around. So we're going to give it a second shot, and you're calling this what region are you calling
it says Midwest on the app.
Okay, you're looking at something that says Midwest. I'm looking at something that says East. Folks, this is the region where Villanova is the number 1 seed. And to start it off, we'll go right there with the Wildcats, who officially, as Radford just won their play-in game, will play Radford. School of ESPN, funny man Marty Smith. He's high on the Radford train right now. Who you got with this 116 game?
Well, Radford's going to need a whole lot more than Marty Smith to get him to win this game. One seeds are 132-0 in this game, so I'm going to go with the Wildcats from Villanova.
Okay. You're going with the favorite, I understand. If you wanted to throw a curveball, I think you do that a lot, actually, when you didn't need to do. Mark was our pitcher, by the way, in high school, and he threw the curve when it didn't need to be thrown, and sometimes it hit people when he had 2 strikes on him. But he did not throw a curveball here, and he went with the Wildcat.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good one then, but I feel pretty good about this one.
Moving on down the bracket, we got Virginia Tech and Alabama in the 8-9 game. Who do you like here?
I'm going to pick the Crimson Tide. I'm a little bit SEC biased, so Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. We got them moving along. Alabama. All right, folks. This is a conflict of interest for my good buddy here. West Virginia, the heavy favorite, number 5 seed, versus the OVC tournament champs, Murray State, the 12 seed. Mark's wife graduated from Murray State. They met while she was in college, And if he doesn't pick them here, he might be in the doghouse. So what are we going to do, Mark?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Racers here. I made a few trips to Murray State back in the day, and anyway, I might be sleeping on the couch if I don't pick them. So I'm gonna take the Racers here on
so you're
12-5 upset.
So far. That's
yeah.
good. That couch is going to be lonely right now. Wichita State and Marshall.
I'm going to go with the Shockers.
Going Shockers?
Yep, going with Shockers.
Go with that.
No, never failed.
Never failed. Florida and St. Bonaventure, in the first go-around when we talked, I mentioned how I just dislike that they do a play-in game between two teams to get into the tournament, and then they're the 11th seed. I think that if you're going to have a play-in game, you should be playing in for the final spot, the 16th seed. I find it ridiculous that you could either play your way into the 11 or you're just not good enough to be in the tournament. So is that even going to matter? Do you got one of these teams upsetting the Florida Gators?
Oh, nobody's ever accused the NCAA of making things make sense, but I'm still going with the Gators here.
Going with the Gators. Florida's moving on, and we go down to Texas Tech and Steve Austin University, home of Stone Cold Stunners.
Yep, I'm going with the Red Raiders here, Texas Tech.
All right, that's a little Texas battle right there, too, between those guys.
Yeah.
Arkansas and Butler, interesting matchup. What do you think?
I still don't like Mike Anderson, so I'm going to go with the Butler Bulldogs.
Mark's bitter over Anderson leaving the Tigers. That's understandable. So Razorbacks are out of this thing. Butler's moving on. And we go down to Purdue and Cal State Fullerton. And Cal State Fullerton has a special spot in our heart.
Yeah, well, NCAA 2006 baseball there. But I'm going to go with the Boilermakers here. I think Purdue.
Yep. As he mentioned, we played a ton of baseball on PlayStation 2 and college baseball. And Cal State Fullerton was a really good team on that game. Somebody always was Cal State Fullerton. But not moving on. Purdue's going to make it. We go back up top to the Sweet 16 matchup. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm skipping ahead. We're in the round of 32 with Villanova and the Crimson Tide.
I'm going to go with the Wildcats.
Wildcats.
No more Tide. I think Villanova's too tough. And Alabama's not deep enough, so.
I like it. Moving on down, back into Murray State and Wichita State. Can you survive the couch 2 rounds in a row?
No, I think I'm going to go with Wichita State.
Probably a wise pick right there. You already picked. Look, if she puts you on the couch for knocking them out in the second round against a 4 seed, when you had them upset in a 5 seed, then there's something wrong with this situation. You've done your due diligence by getting them in the second round.
Yeah, she'll get over eventually anyway.
That's right. Good enough. All right, Florida and Texas Tech.
I'm going to go with the Gators. Like I said, I'm a little SEC biased, so I like the Gators.
Good deal. I like Gators. Our friend Chubb Peterson does not like Gators.
No. He took his hand.
They took his hand off. All right. Butler and Purdue.
I'm going to go with Purdue. I don't think Butler's got any more magic in them this year.
No. So. I think all their magic ran out a long time ago. They're just getting in now. Yep. All right, up top. Now we're in the Sweet 16. And we got Villanova versus Wichita State. And I'm going to throw out real quick that a lot of ESPN people at the beginning of the year picked Duke. They picked Michigan State to win it all. And I saw quite a few pick Wichita State. So are you going with them here, or are you going to stick with Nova?
I'm going to stick with the Wildcats.
Jay Wright's marching on to another Elite Eight. That's probably like his 5th in the last 5 years, I feel like.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're good.
He's really good, too. So.
He is awesome. All right, Gators and Purdue.
I'm going to go with the Gators again. Get a SEC team in the Elite Eight.
SEC team in the Elite Eight, fittingly, in the 6th seed, knocking off a couple higher seeds. I like it. I think we talked about it a while ago. This is a wide-open year. Where
it's really crapshoot this year. Anything can happen, and we've seen it in the years past. Anything can happen in the tournament. There's no telling.
Somebody's going to make a little Cinderella run. So are the Gators continuing the Cinderella run, so to speak, and getting in the Final Four?
No, I think Villanova will end up getting them.
All right, so Villanova Wildcats is your pick to make the Final Four, and they'll represent Team Toby against Team David. in the JWT bracket challenge where we cannot lose. Just a little, David and I are super competitive. We had the high school bracket challenge for class 1, 2, and 3, boys and girls, in which he finished 4th amongst everybody that done it, and I finished 5th, one spot behind him. And while we were at Springfield at the tournament, my wife, myself, David, and his two of his kids, Laney and Trey, we played laser tag against 3 complete strangers, and I was winning the entire game until I fell at the very end, and he beat me. He got 1 and I got 2. We had the same number of kills. He died one more time, and he had a better shooting percentage. He was a little more accurate. So I can't take 3 L's in a row. So hopefully, I'm really counting on you here.
I did what I could, Tom. I did what I could with what I have to work with. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, that sounds good. This is awesome. I appreciate you doing it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, I'm on right now with Coach Cole McBroom. We go a ways back. I actually coached against you as a player, so I guess that means I'm getting older now. Is that what that means?
I think that's what it means. I'm pretty sure you're getting old. Now, whenever you coach against me, though, you look like you should be out there with us.
Yeah, I probably could outplay most of y'all. I don't know if I could outplay you. You were pretty good.
I think you could get me. I think you got me. You definitely outshoot me.
Yeah, that's why I like talking basketball. It always makes me feel better. That's good coaching right there. So we're gonna run through the East bracket. We've got Team David against Team Toby. I feel like it's unfair because my team is loaded. You're on it, so obviously
you got me. I'm the sleeper pick, and then you got Sledge. Who,
right.
That's like having LeBron James of the pickle. So
exactly. I mean, it's not even fair, but I'm not trying to be fair. I'm trying to beat my little brother. So
yeah, you got to beat the little brother. I mean, Kate and Seth try to do it to me all the time. They couldn't. But
so see, you're on the big brothers team this time. So you get to feel what it's like on the other side. So. Hey, everything's over here is better. The food's better, the girls are prettier, everything on this side's better. So starting out at the top, Villanova, the 1 seed, are we moving them on?
I'm going to say they can squeak by Radford or LIU Brooklyn was a 5 seed in their conference. So I like the Wildcats. Nova moving on.
Who you got, Virginia Tech or Alabama?
Man, I like the way Virginia Tech guards. I know everybody's big on Colin Sexton, but I'm going to take the defense. I'm going to go with Virginia Tech.
Okay. What about Press Virginia or those Murray State Racers? There's always a 5-12 upset.
There's always a 5-12 upset, but it's not this one. Bob Huggins gets the job done, and West Virginia moves on.
Okay. You got Wichita State and Marshall. Who you got in that one?
I like Wichita State. Man, we picked the region where I'm kind of boring in this region, but we'll go with it. I get more interesting the later on in the region. So
okay, that's what I like. So you got Florida against the winner of that play-in game. Who you got in that one?
And I'll take the Gators against either one of those teams. I do think St. Bonaventure is going to beat UCLA though, if that counts for anything.
It counts for something. It does count for something. Texas Tech and Stephen F. Austin.
I got Big Brother, just like in this competition, I got Big Brother Texas Tech beating up on Little Brother Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, I really liked the team they had last year, but I agree with you. They've lost too much from that team. So.
Well, and then even last night we were doing a little draft thing at my brother's house, and late in it, everybody's kind of running out of money, out of their fake auction money, and I was encouraging Seth to really pick up on Stephen F. Austin, because if there is an upset in that, I really like Stephen F. Austin. But for my bracket, I'm going to take Texas Tech.
I like it. And, I need you to make the smart pick here because we've got to beat Toby. So, I like that pick.
We've got to beat Toby.
That's right. So, you got Arkansas and Butler. Who's got in that one?
I'm going with Mike Anderson. I'm still kind of upset with him whenever he left Mizzou. Yeah. But I'm going to go with Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm a huge Mike Anderson. Yeah, go ahead.
And then to finish off, I'm going to say Purdue moves past Cal State Fullerton.
Okay. So We've got the chalk in round one. I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable. I think this is a bracket where that may happen. What do you got round two looking like? Villanova, Virginia Tech.
All right, Villanova, Virginia Tech. I like Nova's guards. I think there's just too much offensive firepower. I'm moving Nova past Virginia Tech. Anytime that West Virginia is playing somebody on the second day, it is hard for me to pick against West Virginia. So I think the press is eventually going to wear down Wichita State, so I'm going with West Virginia in that game.
Okay.
And then I've got Florida for the first, well, I guess second upset. The West Virginia's 5 over 4 over Wichita State, but I got Florida, the 6 seed, over Texas Tech, the 3 seed.
Okay.
I think Texas Tech just depends on Keenan Allen too much, and Florida was a top 5 team in December. Whenever they're shooting, whenever they're hitting shots, they're really tough.
They are.
And then to finish off that second round, I've got Purdue beating Arkansas.
Purdue's really good. They're really
big.
Good. Yes, they are. And so going back to the top of your bracket, Villanova and West Virginia.
I think this is where my first number 1 seed falls. I've got West Virginia beating Villanova.
That's a huge pick right there, but I love it. But West Virginia is probably my top 3 favorite teams.
I like that Javon Carter they've got. I like Bob Huggins. I like the post player, Canote, or however you say his name. I've watched West Virginia about as much as I've watched Mizzou this year.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite teams.
And they're fun to watch. And then down here between Florida and Purdue, I've got Purdue winning it.
So we've got to go to the Final Four and the final pick in our bracket here in the East, West Virginia, Purdue. Who you got?
I am going with size over speed, and I'm picking Purdue over West Virginia.
So Purdue is in the Final Four.
I'm saying Purdue's in the Final Four.
That's our pick, and I think this is a good bracket. I really like where your head's at right here.
And I went with the teams that have some veteran leadership on it, and some senior guards and some senior post players, and then eventually I had to pick between West Virginia's press or Purdue's size. And as a former post player, I think I owe it to my other bigs to go with Purdue's size. So yeah, I'm picking Purdue to go to the Final Four.
And I'm rooting for you to be right because, once again, the whole point is to beat Toby. And so
we can't lose to Toby to anything.
We can't do it. So, check it out. We'll have this on the live show. And, man, I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon, Cole.
See you, Coach.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that was Cole McBroom.
Woo, mixed it up a little bit.
I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. That's the kind of
switched it up a little bit.
That's the kind of bracket that's
never lost.
I never lost because
never lost. Yeah.
That's why I went with Cole. I knew he was going to think outside the box.
Right.
We really didn't have a preference on what bracket anybody picked or anything, but
right.
Loved his picks there.
I tell you what, he thought outside of the box, but he knew too much to think outside of the box.
No, I disagree. I think
you can't.
I think that Cole's picks were solid. He picked in the tournament. I always try to pick coaches because I just think over time certain coaches are successful, like Izzo, Krzyzewski, Self, Bob Huggins, etc. Jay Wright. It's hard to pick against Jay Wright.
I know it,
but they have stumbled a couple of times here recently. So, it's not unheard of, and I just think that style, it's hard to play against. It wouldn't have hurt my feelings if you picked them to go all the way to the Final Four, but I think Purdue's really good.
Purdue is good.
They're really good. And so I just want you to notice how, as a unit, just as a squad, my guys, we get in and out. You know what I mean? You guys, I feel like you guys are doing a little bit of catching up, like maybe you need to call your friends more, something like that. Whereas
I don't know about that.
My guys, we get in and out, we do our work, and so
there's something to be said for taking your time and working towards perfection and being better.
That's true. Well, let's play this last one, and this is Jake.
This is good.
Jake.
Hey, you can look at my picks right now, and we got a 1, a 1, and a 3 in the Final Four. And Jake's going to change that up, I promise.
Yeah, and
spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is Jake and my boy Scooter Mize. So this is really good. These might have been the best two, and I'm so glad that they paired up. So
oh, it's perfect.
Here we go.
All right, I'm here with Jake Bear, student resource officer at New Madrid County Central. He is a former softball, volleyball, baseball, basketball, everything coach. Jake, what have you not done?
Well, I've been around cheerleading for about 10 years, but that's one thing I never really did.
Rocky the Raider, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Are
right.
you in the Rocky the Raider Hall of Fame?
Not yet.
Not yet, but you'll get there one day.
We're waiting on the bid. Yeah, we're waiting on the bid.
You're going to have to talk to Gene and see what he can do to speed this up.
Yeah, I can tell you what Gene tell me about it.
All right, so we're here with Jake Bear, and
That's right.
We're going to go through the West region. And folks, I'm just going to warn you, Jake is going to be kind of the Team Toby version of Marty Smith, the ESPN analyst you heard me talking about with Mark earlier from Radford. He brings tons of energy and he's funny, and he takes the kids to the Toys R Us.
That's right.
So that's Jake Bear, and I don't know what's going to happen here. He could come out and, we'll just get it started, and I'm not surprised right now if you tell me Texas Southern beats Xavier first round. What do you got?
It's not happening because
not happening, man.
No, it's not happening because I'm picking North Carolina Central to beat Texas Southern.
Oh my goodness! So North Carolina Central is going to be Xavier.
No, not at all.
No, not so.
No, NCC will beat Texas Southern, which that game doesn't matter to anybody but those two teams and whoever showed up. But North Carolina Central, man, that's been a team to watch the last couple of years. If you do some research on that team, man, you know what? They're not going to upset Xavier, but they deserve to be in that 16th spot. So we're picking Xavier, bud. We're picking Xavier.
Musketeers, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on down, this is a game that, probably most of our listeners care about. Mizzou versus Florida State. What do you got?
Well, believe it or not, bud, I'm going to Nashville this weekend, and that game's being played in Nashville. Yeah. So I know Missouri's going to beat Florida State. I'm calling it now. The seeds don't matter. I don't really want Porter to play.
What?
I know. I'm the one guy that was against Porter playing in the SEC tournament the other day. And
what do you want him to play this game?
I don't.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna be I'm a huge Mizzou fan, brother. I am. MIZZOU. I'm there.
Right.
But right now, I don't know. At 50, it's 50-50. Of course he's gonna play.
Right.
Of course he's gonna play.
And if he can get hot and lead them all the way.
But you know what? If he's cold, then y'all are going to look back at me on Saturday and go, you know what?
But let me ask you this. Is it good manners to cheer for Mizzou and not to want Michael Porter to play? Is that good manners?
Hey, I'm the one guy. But I'll be the guy also trying to sell my tickets on Sunday if that game don't go well on Friday because I'm not going to
You'll be the scalper.
Yeah, I'm not going to go watch Florida State.
Is it good manners to sell scout tickets? You reach out scout tickets?
They're not really scout tickets. I made these out of construction paper, dude. They're one of a kind. They ought to go off of that, the value that they sell.
Limited edition tickets. All right.
Limited edition.
Let's go on down. I think you're going to go somewhere crazy here. The Ohio State University versus, is it South Dakota or South Dakota State?
It's South Dakota State. It's South Dakota State. But where's this game being played? That's what's important.
I have no. Why is that important? It's a 5 versus
important.
12. It's the Ohio State and South Dakota State.
But it's the South Dakota State.
It's it's probably closer to Ohio State, I would guess.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. I want to come back to that one. Can we skip that one?
It's played in the snow. Does that matter?
Yes, it does. It's significant. If this game is being played west of the Mississippi, South Dakota State's going to win it.
So you're saying Ohio State can't play west of the Mississippi?
They cannot play west of the Mississippi.
Okay, well, we can come back to this, and we're going to do some research while we're coming back to
Yeah.
We're going to move down to location matters in the Gonzaga University of North Carolina Greensboro game.
Hey, you know it doesn't. I really want Gonzaga out of the WAC. They got to get out of the whack. They got to get out of the whack. But what's important here is that Aloysius Henry played for Coach Best. He went to UNCG.
I love that you're connecting this to TRCC.
And he went to UNCG and had a couple great years there. And I really wish he was there. So I'm really just giving a shout out to him on this. But nonetheless, we're going to go to Gonzaga on this one.
Gonzaga, okay. Well, I like that you can connect some random player from University of North Carolina, Greensboro, Three Rivers. Only you could do that as former Rocky the Raider. So let's move over to Houston and San Diego State.
Right. Houston. Hands down, it don't matter where anybody's playing.
It don't matter where they're playing. So if they play up north, away from the Texas heat,
they might do it. Hey, put Haskins in a Houston uniform. He'd be all right.
Okay. All right. Here's another climate type of game, possibly. We got the Michigan Wolverines versus the Montana Mountains. I don't know what.
Now, I'm going to ask you your opinion on this. Okay. Not, I don't want your answer. But I want to know what your significance is to Montana because you mentioned this the other day.
Okay, but there.
Well, I'm asking you.
No, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I know Montana is north of Missouri. It's a very,
it's a very pretty country.
State. It's a wide state. It does not have great population density. And I know that Michigan plays good defense, and they're really good right now.
Well, most people want the analytics when it comes to most of these games, but I don't really look at it like that because when the LIU game just
You're looking at weather, right?
Look at what LIU just did. I mean, they went 6.5 minutes without scoring a basket, and they would have won that ball game. But no, Radford gets its first ever tournament appearance.
Marty Smith's happy, and LIU is just on the wrong side of the Mississippi River. Plain and simple.
Yeah, you're right. We're going with Michigan here, dude. Okay, Montana's a pretty state, but that's not a state to play basketball in.
No, it's not. All right. A&M and Providence.
I don't know much about this game, but I'll tell you what, Texas A&M's in the SEC, and they always prove to do really well. They were actually on fire, were they not, for a while?
Oh, they had a nice little stretch. And
then canned.
They kind of dropped off a little bit. But like you said, they played. SEC's been really good this year. You got some teams in there with losing SEC conference records. But 8 teams, that's a good showing. So they played a tough schedule. A&M, I like that pick.
Yeah, we're going with A&M.
All right, man. Don't upset me here. Tar Heels or Lipscomb. And this is, I don't, does it matter where North Carolina plays? What?
It doesn't, but if Lipscomb was in Nashville this weekend, I can tell you who would win it. If this game would have got to be in Nashville, it'd have been a whole different story, I think. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, it wouldn't be. North Carolina's probably going to blow them out by 20.
Well, 20 is not a blowout, first of all.
Yes, it is.
Let's go to 40 or 50.
No. Okay, fine. Let's call this game. I'm going to call this game's point. But I'm going to say North Carolina over Lipscomb by 24.
Okay, 24. I'm going 33.
Okay.
Everybody come back and check us later. All right,
write it down. 24 and 33.
South Dakota State game. Somewhere. Here it is. It is played in Boise, Idaho.
That's the deal, dude. South Dakota State.
Oh, my God. We're moving on to 12 seed. Because it's on the west side of the Mississippi.
It's west of the Mississippi, baby.
Why? Okay.
Welcome to the WAC.
Then we're about to move along a little quicker. But why does it matter if Ohio State plays on the west side of the Mississippi?
I think more so on South Dakota's side. I don't think Ohio
State. It benefits them more than it hurts Ohio State.
Yes, it's going to benefit South Dakota State to play closer to home.
What are they, the Jackrabbits? Okay.
Yeah, dude, and they're amazing.
All right, Jackrabbits are hopping along into the round of 32, and we're going to go up top to Xavier and Mizzou.
All right, here it is. There's your update, brother.
Apart.
I'm not. Porter doesn't. Porter has a horrible game Friday, but you know what? They're like, hey, we're going to suit you up again on Sunday. He goes out and he makes me stick my feet in my mouth.
Your feet are in your mouth. You're in the front row with $600 tickets. You and our buddy Jeff Ross. And
I'm going to be at the Red Roof Inn watching it from breakfast.
You're going to see Michael Porter hang up 40 and move on to the Sweet 16. I like it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, San Diego State, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Easy.
Yeah.
I like it. That was South Dakota State. I'm sorry, but yeah, Gonzaga. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Houston, Michigan.
This could be another upset, but we're going to go with Michigan because they're hot.
Michigan's hot. They're from a cold climate.
Yep.
Whereas Houston's from a warmer one. Evidently.
Where's that being played? Do we know?
Where's that being played? Let's look and see real quick. And while I do that, you give me your A&M North Carolina game.
We're going to go with North Carolina, dude.
We got to.
Because of their history, man.
Right. They've been well coached the whole 9 yards. What game were
That's going to be a good game, though.
Yeah, it should be. Michigan and Houston are going to meet about halfway at Wichita, Kansas.
In Lilburn? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they're going to play in the Lilburn Elementary Gymnasium.
Hey, you better call AR.
Well, isn't that your job? You're going to have to be the officer on duty.
That's right, I can do it.
All right.
Let's see.
Are you sticking with Michigan?
Yeah, we got to.
Okay. Sweet 16. Let's see if we can keep them marching. Mizzou or Gonzaga?
Man, I don't know. You know, that's questionable because
Does Gonzaga play anybody?
I mean, no. That's what we're talking about. I mean, it's year after year. Same coach, same team, 20 straight conference wins.
And they always exit in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Just do the right thing.
But I don't know. You think Missouri can get past Gonzaga?
I mean, does Gonzaga have like a Patrick Ewing type guy?
John Stockton?
John Stockton's son does not play for Gonzaga anymore. So,
all right, here, let's go on a limb here. I don't think you'll be disappointed in me on this because if I am completely wrong about South Dakota State, then this would be Ohio State and Gonzaga's game. So we might as well go march with Missouri.
Might as well. March Madness for a reason. Michigan, North Carolina, probably the best game in this whole set.
I agree. North Carolina.
North Carolina. You don't even know where it's played at?
No. Where is it been played at, you know?
Gosh, man, you're making me my homework now. It's played at Los Angeles, California.
Jesus. Hey, how about that, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Lonzo Ball's going to do the halftime show.
I think Gonzaga's got a better chance.
Just roll him out.
Okay, so you got North Carolina and Missouri.
North Carolina and Missouri. I like it. And before we pick, also played at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. So is Michael Porter going to lead them on the Danny and the Miracles run, or is North Carolina going to make their third Final Four in a row?
I don't know, man. I'm looking at UTEP here. I'm pulling the Texas of El Paso. I mean, they're going to make their Glory Road 2 is fixing to happen in 2019 with Porter.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. So, we're going MIZ.
MIZ, baby. All the way.
Man, might as well. I like it. It's fun. It's exciting. We got upsets. We got teams playing on both sides.
So, time out. Are you saying you're going with MIZ over UNC?
I mean, I'm not going to say where my personal bracket's at right now, but no. I'll agree with this pick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with it. I can't. That's part of the game, and I like it. I think you've done a fair job. And since I'll tell you what advantage Mizzou got against North Carolina in this game. Mizzou is already on the west side of the Mississippi River. This game is played in California on the west side, which means North Carolina is going to have to cross like 3 time zones and the mighty Mississippi.
Yeah, and you know, they might never make it.
They might not make it.
They might not make it.
MIZ to the Final Four. You heard it here, JWT with Jake Bear. Jake,
hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks a lot, man.
And I'm saving the best for last right now, as this is a bracket contest, big brother against little brother. And in any contest that I go into, I got to have my right-hand man, my secret weapon, the Scoot Dog. And if anybody knows me, they know my best friend in the world is Scooter Mize. Scoot, what's up?
How's it going, Dave?
Man, look, I'm doing a lot better now that I'm talking to you. And like we were just talking about before we came on the air, I'm literally the only person you talk to on the phone. So
You always make me feel special, but I feel even more special now.
I mean, you should, because I don't really want to be on the phone right now, but I'm talking to you, so it's okay.
That's right. You know, well, you made me feel bad, so now I'm going to hurry. So
no, I'm just messing.
So we're going to go through this bracket challenge, and this is how much faith I have in you. We're going to do the West bracket, where the Mizzou Tigers are at.
West side?
Yeah, and I know, first of all, you know the game of basketball. And if you and I went to the SEMO Rec Center and pretended we didn't know each other and picked up a game of 2-on-2 against, you know, two of the SEMO football players or whoever was in the gym, we would beat them in a game of 2-on-2.
Of course.
Right
and
now.
We have.
And we have.
I mean, and we have. Yeah.
You know, we've been there, we've done that. Somebody needs to write the book. But I know you don't know anything about any of these.
I think they did a movie about that, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I know you don't know anything about any of these teams. I know that.
No, I don't.
And so
I do not.
You don't follow college basketball religiously, so but I've got so much faith in you that I can't do this without my wingman. So the first pick, you got the 1 Xavier against the number 16 seed. The number 1 seed has never lost a first round game. So we can put them through, right?
Yes, of course we can. And I'm also a big wrestling fan. I like Xavier Woods, so I would have picked Xavier just because of that.
Just because of the name. Awesome.
Just because of the name.
Hey, listen,
know?
I love where we're headed already, okay, just because you said that.
Good, because I got a lot of them coming. So
all right, so the next game, you got the Missouri Tigers against the Florida State Seminoles. I don't have to tell you which way we're going here, but I'll let you make the pick.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm in Florida right now.
You are.
And, you know, don't tell me the seeds because I don't need to know that. Forget Florida. We're going with Mizzou.
We're going with Mizzou, my man.
We're going with Mizzou. Got to.
So the next game is the 5 seed Ohio State, which is, you know, my brother-in-law Tavis is from Ohio State.
Yes, he is.
So if you want to spite him, you can pick against them right here. And just recognize I have 2 nieces and nephews who won't even say the word Michigan because that's Ohio State's arch rival. So, you know, you got a chance to really rub some salt in that wound, or you can pick Ohio State, and they're playing the 12 seed South Dakota State. So Ohio State's the favorite team here.
Well, I'm going to go with Ohio because just because of Tavis. I'm going to give him one, but don't get me wrong. I mean, down the road, I can't promise that. You know, I just can't.
I got you.
I'm going to give them this victory.
Just the first round. Okay, because we can pick against them later in the bracket if we want to.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we probably will. I'm not going to lie.
So the 4th seed, you got the Gonzaga Bulldogs against University of North Carolina Greensboro. Gonzaga's the 4 seed. They got to the NCAA championship last year.
It's been a while since I've paid attention to basketball. Isn't that where John Stockton's from?
That is where John Stockton's from.
Dude.
I tell people, you know the game.
Dude, we're going with Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, exactly. Okay, going down. Look, this is a homer pick for you. 6 seed Houston against 11 seed San Diego State.
Oh man, you know who I'm going for on this one.
You lived in Houston for a year.
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
2 years.
You know who's counting?
Yeah. Who's counting?
So
you know?
We're going to go with Houston on this pick.
Of course.
The next game we've got the number 3 seed, the Michigan Wolverines. Against number 14, Montana. You know, Michigan Wolverines, when you and I were growing up, Fab 5 freshmen.
Fab 5.
Black
That's right.
socks.
Chris Webber, yeah.
You know, long shorts. Chris Webber, hands like Webber.
Hey, here's something most people don't know. Like, you know, I don't normally buy jerseys and all, but I went to Chicago one time and bought a Michigan jersey just because of Chris Webber.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, you know, Fab 5, that's it.
We're going with Michigan.
Isn't there 20 for 20 on that?
It's 30 for 30, but I love where your head's at. I love where your head's at.
I was thinking of something else, 2020, my bad.
It's okay. The next game, you got the 7 seed Texas A&M against the 10 seed Providence.
Let's go with Texas.
Texas. Don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, and then the last game of the first round, the number 2 seed North Carolina against number 15 David Lipscomb. North Carolina defending national champions.
Wait. Who is that other team?
David Lipscomb.
Who?
Lipscomb.
Who? No. They should not even be in there.
No, they shouldn't even be in there. Exactly. Hey, I I just like how you make me keep repeating myself like you can't hear me. So, okay, let's go to. Now we're in the second round. The 1 seed Xavier,
right?
Which is your son's name, but it's not spelled the same way. Okay?
No, it's not. It's not X anything.
It's not X anything, exactly.
Yeah.
Against the number 8 seed, the Mizzou Tigers. Who you got?
Man, this is difficult because you know what? I mean, normally I'd be like, we're going to Xavier again, but you know what? I got this feeling. There's always upsets, right?
There's always upsets.
There are always upsets. I'm telling you right now. If Kim English is listening right now, Kim, I'm going for Mizzou just for you.
That's right, and you are friends with Kim English, former Mizzou Tiger. Yes. And so we're rolling with M-I-Z.
Got to.
Z-O-U.
That's the first 3 letters of my last name, man. I'm just saying. Mizzou. The M-I-Z.
So going down to number 5, Ohio State, against number 4, John Stockton's Gonzaga Bulldogs. Who do we go
Bring
with?
It on, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Take that, Tavis. Take that,
Sorry,
Tavis.
Tavis.
Yeah, my brother-in-law somewhere, he is, he's not cursing at us because he's a preacher, but he's not happy with
He's probably praying for us.
He's probably praying for us.
That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. So going down to the next seed, oh my gosh, you got Houston against Michigan. I know who you want to pick here. You could hit Tavis with a double whammy and pick Michigan after you just picked against Ohio State. But I'll let you make the pick because you lived in Houston for at least a year, maybe 2 years. We're not sure.
Listen. You know what? I mean, I would love to say there's going to be another upset. I just don't feel it in my bones. I just don't. Sorry, I got to go to Michigan.
Michigan. Take that, Tavis. Take that.
Sorry, Tavis.
Yeah, and so going to the
I'm having flashbacks of our family basketball game right now. I'm just...
Exactly. And they didn't want... And we had Terry on our team, though, so...
T-Bell.
That did
help.
Last game of the second round, number 7, Texas A&M against number 2, the defending national champions, North Carolina.
I mean, you know what? Just as a fan of like the underdogs, I would really wish A&M would come up with an upset. I just don't feel it's happening. Let's go with North Carolina.
North Carolina. So now we're down to the round of Sweet 16. We've got the Missouri Tigers, Gonzaga Bulldogs. Who do you got?
Man, that's tough. And I hate to say it, but I mean, I think Gonzaga's going to do it, but I want to root for Mizzou. So you know what? I'm just going Mizzou. I got to.
Let's go with Mizzou, so we can root for our bracket.
I'm rooting for my bracket.
And here's the bottom line: we're trying to beat Toby. And
that's a done deal.
Toby's never beat you or I or anything in his life,
including, not that I can remember,
including Texas Hold'em. Where we had some epic games. And so,
truth.
North Carolina, the 2 seed, against Michigan, the 3 seed.
Man, I got to pull for Michigan.
But okay.
I mean, I want to see. It's going to be a good game. That's all I say. It's going to be a good game. I don't know, man. I feel like Michigan can pull it out.
So we're going with Michigan?
I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
Now.
So I'm just listening.
I'm just going with feelings.
Okay.
I'm just feeling it right now.
Okay. Michigan.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes me happy because North Carolina's Toby's favorite team. So if we can pick against them, I know that's going to be, and it's also Matt Asher's favorite team, and we're both friends with Matt,
that's right.
So we can rub that in Matt's face a little bit. And so we're to the Elite 8, Missouri Tigers against the Michigan Wolverines. Which team, and this is your last pick, which team's going to the Final Four?
Michigan.
Man, I'm telling you, Tavis has you so bad right now.
I would love for Mizzou to do it, though.
I would too, but I feel like we've rode this train about as far as it can go.
I think we have, and we might have gave them one game too many, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just going with this feeling. And, if I get 100% right, I'm playing the lottery, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. And so, like I always tell you, the number one question we get on the podcast is, when is the Scoot Dog coming to make his appearance on the podcast? And now that question has been answered, I've been trying to get my best friend in the world to do this with me. I'm telling you, we've got to do a music show. You and I, music, we can argue about anything. Like anything. Like we argued for years over the word overrated. Not whether or not somebody was overrated, over the actual word overrated. we can argue about anything. I think it may be the greatest podcast in the history of the world if I can just talk you into doing it. But now I know why, because you don't ever talk to anybody on the phone except me.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Well, hey, brother, have fun in Florida. I appreciate you taking a minute to do this. And I know that our listener count went up like tenfold because there are a lot of fans of the Scoot Dog out there, especially in Scott County Central, where you impacted so many lives over more than a decade.
That's my home. Yeah.
That's where we're from. And, for those of you who don't know, my boy was a teacher at Scott County Central for over 12 years. And, one of the best I've ever worked with, my best friend in the world. I love you. Shake and bake.
Love you too, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
They're both verbs. They rhyme. Okay. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Take
later.
It easy.
All right.
I'm just going to let that sit right there for just a second because that was epic.
Right. Hey, I'm going to, while he was talking and you said something about I've never beaten you or Scooter at anything in life.
Okay.
It just hit me in the head like, man, how awesome would it be in one little, swoop to beat you, Scoot, and Randy, who have all been picking on me since I was like 5 years old.
Right.
And then I thought, I feel sorry for Cole to have to be a part of this beatdown. I feel sorry for Blaine to have to be a part of it. And then it hit like, you know what? Blaine was probably beating me at wiffle ball too when I was little, and I didn't realize it.
He was definitely.
So I don't feel sorry for Blaine. Cole, if you just picked the wrong team, it's not really your fault, man.
Yeah. Basically, if you are that little boy, the only thing I got to say to you is
let the boy watch.
Because
and hey, I've watched, and now I've learned and I know what to do. So
listen, it ain't JLT.
I do what I do because I do what I do.
I do what I do. And so I just want to point out a couple of his picks. This is what was so fun about it. One of his picks was because he knew a wrestler with that name. One of his picks was because, hey, ain't that where John Stockton went to school?
Right.
One of his picks
John
was
Stockton?
because that's where Tavis is from. One of his picks was because he lived there. One of his picks was because he bought a Michigan shirt when he was in school. And one of his picks is because he actually hangs out with Kim English, who played for Mizzou, great Mizzou player. He hangs out with Kim from time to time. They've got some common friends and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's like all his picks were completely from the heart and from the gut with no thought. And then he gets down to the end. He's like, I think it's going to be a close game. And then he caught himself. I don't know what I'm talking about. that was great.
Right.
I mean, it was great. And so I feel like my team is balanced. I feel like in our huddle, we've got Blaine, who really, is like our go-to player. He knows what he's talking about. You got Randy and you got Cole, who are knowledgeable and did their homework. And then you got Scoot, that guy who's just getting everybody fired up in the huddle. Like, come on, guys, we can do this.
Right.
And so,
I feel like my team has great balance as well. I got Cohen on there, who obviously knows that Virginia has the best defense in the league.
Sure.
So he took them far. I've got Mark, who, he made smart picks. He also made picks based on his marriage because he doesn't want to sleep on the couch.
I love that. You know what? And I don't blame Mark. I've seen pictures of his wife. She's a beautiful woman. Mark, hey, listen, go with Murray State. I don't blame you, And
right.
It's going to cost Toby his bracket, but I don't blame you.
No, we're good. We can do a little OVC out of the first round, and then Brian obviously done his scouting report, picked smart, and then I had my man Jake, who was, he knew if the game was on whatever side of the Mississippi, he knows who's going to win. You just got to tell him what side it's on.
Yeah.
Where's it at on the equator? What hemisphere is the
Jake
game
knows
in?
his stuff. I feel like you said it's almost like he might have overthought this thing, And so, but we'll see. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like you get out there, you make some bad decisions sometimes. That's just part of it.
Yeah,
so.
It happens. Hey, I do know one thing right now. There's a play-in game going on between Syracuse, and currently they're winning by 2 points against some unknown mid-major named ASU, coached by a random guy, Bobby Hurley.
I love Bobby Hurley.
Who's heard of that guy?
Let's pick our Final Four because we have to finish the bracket. So who are the two teams you have winning in the Final Four to get into the national championship game?
Okay, so I've got Virginia versus Mizzou on one side, and I got Villanova versus Kansas.
Literally,
and you know
none of those teams are going to be there, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's very, very possible. In my own bracket, none of them are in it. And since that's the case, I'm going to have some fun. And guess what? MIZ versus KU.
Oh, my. You know what? I love it. And if it happens, it might break the internet. Completely break the internet. And so
it's happening.
So you've got those two. I'm going to go with my man Blaine, Arizona over Michigan in one. And I'm going to go Michigan State over Purdue in the other one. That Big Ten battle.
Right.
I think Michigan State, that's man, I feel like I've got two teams.
Hey, that's two teams that are actually in my Final Four. So
I feel like I've got three that I feel confident that can get there. I'm not going to say which one's not because I'm not going to hurt anybody's feelings. But I feel like I've got three that can get there. Really all four, but I'm confident in three.
Good.
Yeah, and then I really feel good about this national championship game. So who do you have winning it?
All right, since I've got Mizzou and Kansas.
If you pick Kansas
in the national championship game,
you're kicked off the show.
You know our boy AJ Henry. I don't know if he listens. He probably needs to.
Ooh, AJ needs to listen.
Biggest Kansas person in the world. Like
almost
every day
makes me
on
not
Facebook.
like him. Almost. But
his
not
dog
really.
is named Fog or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like
they even let their kid wear Kansas outfits and stuff.
Right. I mean, that's probably child abuse.
You know, I just expect more out of Katie. You know, you expect that out of AJ.
And she's a winner.
It's the same reason he didn't play defense. You know what I mean? Just expect that out of AJ. You know?
Exactly.
By
so,
the way,
I'm
AJ,
going to do the right thing. Like Randy said, literally a war fought. Like, people don't understand. People died over this, and history was made, and I'm going Mizzou as your national champions.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
That happened.
I'm going to go – man, it's this – I could pick either way. I could flip a coin on this, really, because I think Arizona has the talent. I think they've got a great coach. I think they have a chip on their shoulder, everything to prove.
They've got 3 NBA players.
Man, they're
at least.
But I cannot go against Tom Izzo, and they have 2 top 10, top 15 picks also, at least.
Right.
And they're just older, they're tougher. You know, they started the year out, they were a lot of people's pick to win it, and you got to remember this. If your team plays a great schedule and your team practices hard every day, basically you're going to have a situation where you may be a little banged up. You may lose some games along the way just because you're not at 100%.
Yeah.
Izzo drives these guys all year, and I just feel like this is his year where this guy is one of the greatest coaches of all time. And sometimes he doesn't get mentioned in that same breath as a Krzyzewski or, the Roy Williams or the Caliparis or whatever.
Right.
But
he's up there for sure.
He's not just up there, like he's sitting in the front of the class. And I just think this is the group that he does it with. And so, that's my pick, 76-72. I think it's going to come down to the end. They have to make free throws to seal it. And 76-72 Michigan State. That's my pick.
I like it. Well, my final score, since we're going to need one, I'm going to go.
They're going to have to outscore those guys. They are.
I'm going to go. I literally haven't thought about this till right now. 88-78.
Oh, wow.
Mizzou by 10.
Well, I hope, in my heart, I hope you're right because it'd be so
How
cool
awesome
to see
would that
them
be?
win. It'd be unbelievable. One of my brackets, because I filled out like 10, I got Duke and Carolina in the finals. And so, yeah, this is a lot of fun. And this was fun the way it came out random, because if you pick a whole bracket, you're like, I could maybe pick this upset, but I'm going to get in the other bracket and pick some upsets. And
right.
With 4 different people picking it, the way the brackets came out, there was just enough upsets. There was just enough chalk. I mean, like in my Final Four, I don't have a single number 1 seed. And so,
that's probably good.
It's really neat the way it turned out. I appreciate everybody who contributes to what we're doing with the website and takes time to talk with us and it risks embarrassment by letting us put them on the air like this. We had over 1,000 people listen last week, and between our YouTube channel and between our podcast here, there's been over 10,000 people so far that have just checked us out here. And that's not counting the actual website where there's over 100,000 people been to the website. So join the revolution if you haven't already. Get in there, sign up, become a member. It's free. Stay up to date on what we're doing. And like I said, we always appreciate people taking time to be a part of this. And then the people that take time to listen, it's a lot of fun. We just had an interview with Greg Hollifield that went up yesterday. I've known
really good
Coach Hollifield for a really long time, and one of the great coaches. And you and I were talking on the phone this morning, and I said I can remember when they hired Coach at Sykeston, and he's from Zenith and had coached at Kennett, and a lot of people up in the northern part of that area, Sykes and Cape, didn't know who he was, and I can remember when he got hired at Sykeston, and it was Sykeston hired who? Like, not disrespectful, but just like genuinely didn't know who he was.
Right.
And
they know now.
They know now. That's right. And that guy has done a phenomenal job. They're playing a really, really, really good team at the Final Four this weekend. So, but we appreciate all the coaches that have come on, and just like I said, our guest pickers tonight. That was a lot of fun. Something a little bit different, and it was a lot of fun. And so I'll do this right now. I'll say this on the air. Winning team is getting geared up. Everybody on the winning team's getting free gear. So I'll get everybody a free shirt. We've got about 8 different shirts, in case you guys didn't know.
Right.
We don't.
So my guys, go ahead and just text me your sizes right now.
Yeah,
we'll get it taken care of in advance.
You guys can do that. Toby can buy you a consolation shirt. But here's the
thing.
thing.
Hey, if it ain't first, we don't hang it up.
I got you. And so we. This was a lot of fun. And I'm going to say this on the air. This was your idea. Like this was your idea.
You think with it, we eventually came to this format, and I think it worked out great.
Yeah, this was your idea. This was a really good idea. This was a lot of fun. And tomorrow, I've got a really important school finance meeting down in Jefferson City that I'm a little bummed out is on this day. But
it's a holiday, isn't it?
Man, I actually straight up. A superintendent, I work 12 months a year, and I always take these 2 days as vacation days. I do. And so because I love basketball so much that I just want to sit on the couch and watch it all day. So I had planned to do that originally. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do that Thursday because I've got information that I have to go get from my people. So I'll be checking the scores on the phone and trying to get back just as quick as I can. But This is the next 2 days. When I coached at Zenith Hornersville, we called it Dos Dias Fantasticos.
And that's what it is.
Which means the 2 fantastic days, because it's basketball nonstop really for 48 hours. It's on every channel, and I just love it. So thanks again to everybody for doing this. Toby, great idea. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So you got one.
I'll keep them coming.
Yeah.
And hey, y'all, everybody out there, just enjoy the rest of the night watching that unknown mid-major ASU.
Yeah, keep railing me like there's not a bunch of Appalachian State University. There's a bunch of ASUs. I didn't know that's where.
Okay, but in the turn, Arizona State, I mean, like, they were number 2 in the country at one point in time.
They were good.
Coached by Bobby Hurley.
They were good, and Bobby Hurley.
They still are good.
He's a friend
They're
of the
gonna win this game
program.
tonight.
We've actually written to Bobby Hurley. We're still waiting to hear back. But we're going to go ahead and call him a friend of the program, and so
he is. He's a Hurley.
He's a Hurley, and so we're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks again, everybody. This was fun, and thanks for tuning in. We had a lot of people tune in here to the live show. I could see a lot of the interaction back and forth, and just be paying attention over the next weekend, and we'll probably come back Sunday night and break down the first weekend of the tournament.
Where we're at. Yep.
That's right. All right, everybody, JWT.